Previously on the Ozrin Tales Live D&D. After surviving a tower mimic and a few water elementals at an inn, our heroes finally made it back to Renee's Eleanor, seeking warm beds and a sense of normalcy. Well, as normal as it can be, as Rowan becomes Barrio Matali, another world-renowned chef. But they are quickly reminded of the weird series of gay bars, drug dens, and strange tavern mascots that fill the city. Eventually, the group settles on the Glistening Slipper, a boarding house operated by Granny Brunhilde. Rowan negotiated a cheaper rate for their stay by offering to sleep with her. Unfortunately for this gallant bard, Granny's grandson had a bad dream and caught the two lovers deep into the night. The embarrassed commotion that ensued ended with a knife-wielding kid peeing his pants on a white carpet. The next day, the group had a nice, required breakfast, where Granny makes Rowan sit next to her as they drink sugar coffee and eat cupcakes. On their way to the bank, Rowan notices that he is being stalked by a gang of children seemingly about to rob him. Rowan pulls out a knife and starts yelling at a kid. The child's father intervenes and asks Rowan to leave, but as he takes Rowan by the arm to escort him off the city block into the nearest cross street, Rowan stabs the man in the side, killing him as the frost power of the dagger seeps into the man's side, freezing him from nipple to buttocks on his left side. Rowan then uses the Calm Emotions spell to force the growing crowd of people watching to let his group slip by and run away. The gang has no issues putting their money in a bank after leaving the scene, and they make their way outside the city to Faith Loquan's tower, only to be greeted by Luke in a giant mech suit, along with a mind-controlled David firing lasers at them and telling them to back off. Luke is super duper mad about Rowan killing him, claiming that he has had to live 50 years in the Nine Hells, learning to survive before Faith and David were able to resurrect him. The group talks their way inside to see Faith, and when they do, they ask if they can get a favor from David. Faith refuses, saying they can't just barge into her tower, and ask for her assistant to do tasks for them. She claims to be rather busy with research on her perpetual arcana and asks them to leave unless they have any other requests than to take her employees. But their conversation gets cut off as a slight power dip in the lights signaled the arrival of a new party in Faith's teleportation circle. The wizard rushes off to greet her new guest, asking the group to stay put, but Tail has pages follow Faith and uses the wizard's familiar ability to share their senses with each other so he can see and hear what's happening outside their room being guarded by David and Cyborg Luke. With pages following Faith, Tails overhears that a half-dragon with glossy gem-like scales has shown up to threaten Faith. He tells Faith that he is going to destroy her entire tower since she hasn't turned off her energy siphon. Faith tries to distract the half-dragon by claiming our heroes were there to dismantle the machinery, and Pages runs back to the group, followed closely by Faith and the half-dragon. What is the half-dragon's endgame? Will Rowan ever pay for killing Luke? What of David's mind control? Find out now on episode 30 of the Ozrin Tales Live D&D. Enjoy the show.